Hello, team. It is Tuesday, September 10th, and today, as always, is our Tuesday Lunch and Learn. And remember that today is the Tuesday, then tomorrow is Wednesday, and that concludes the first 2 weeks of September. So if you put in $1,000 from the beginning of the month through tomorrow, you get $250 worth of jewelry of your choice with Rich Rewards Level 1. Now, in September, not only that, but when you sell $1,000 this month, you're also earning those mulberry earrings. So if you do 1,000 in the whole month, you get the earrings. But if you do your initial 1,000 by tomorrow, then you also earn your Rich Rewards Level 1, which again is $250 worth of free jewelry. So please don't miss the opportunity to pick out $250 worth of things that you want so that you can add them to your kit, use them as gifts, whatever you'd like. So Phyllis, I'm just noticing you wearing that Milo necklace. I was just saying that I want to get that, and actually I really like those earrings with it. That looks really nice. I have got to get that necklace. Have you been showing it? Are you finding it's popular? Are people buying it?
I actually just got it yesterday, and you know what's really wonderful about it? Look at that extender. That is the longest extender. I had it on the longest length. So I just got it, and I'm going to wear it out today and see what kind of reaction I get to it. So if I put it on the shortest, it comes up to here.
Nice.
So I really, really like this, and I really like it with these because they both got that brushed silver.
Yes.
And it's very light. It's very lightweight. It's much more substantial than I thought it was going to be. It's really, really nice. And this is like that silver. I can't remember that one that came as a surprise to me. I thought it was going to be gold when I got it. I can't remember. It got tangled, and it had the two pieces that hung down with the fringe on the end. It was silver.
I don't remember.
But this is much nicer than it looks in the catalog.
Wow, and I think it looks pretty nice in the catalog, so that's good.
That chain, that's really nice.
That is pretty. Okay, great. Thank you for providing our jewelry look today, since clearly I am not. So you look great. Now, as far as raffles this week, so what I am doing is I'm going to do a week 1 raffle. Those tickets are in here, not right now, separately. And then I started up with the week 2 raffle. Now, I'm going to pick a week 1 winner. Then I'm going to, at the conclusion of this week, I'll see what kind of raffle we're doing this week, whether it's a bonus week, a bonus piece raffle, or whether it's a normal raffle. And then from the 2 weeks combined, I'm going to do a bag winner. So that's why I still have both. All right, so make sure that you're in it as many times as possible because all the Sparkle boxes are in there. So really everybody in the whole organization, because pretty much everybody has a Sparkle box, so everyone's in there once. So you're going to need to be in there again, to up your chances of winning something this week. Okay, so today I thought we would talk about keeping your business on a roll and the importance of balance in your business. And this really is a way to get it started in the beginning, but really it also applies to looking at your calendar consistently through your business, 2 months into your business, 6 months into your business, 6 years into your business. You need to see balance in your bookings is mainly what I'm referring to. So when you start your business, we always recommend, right, that you start with 5 shows. And the best way to do that is have 5 different areas of your life, 5 different groups in your life, because you can't just have your cousin Gina, your cousin Sue, your cousin Mary, your cousin Fran, and your mom all having the show, because really that's all the same group. And you're going to run out of bookings really quick because you're going to see a lot of the same faces, and they're going to say, oh, well, I'll just go to Gina's, I'll just go to Fran's, and you will be out of business like that. Now, that seems obvious in the beginning, but it can happen as your business progresses too. Because if you do a show and don't get any bookings from that show, that chain of business dies. Now you continue on with your other 4 chains of business. If you don't get any bookings from that, that one dies. Sometimes you get down to 1 chain of business, and then maybe you get 3 bookings from that show. But really, they're all the same group. That actually happened to me last summer, where all of a sudden I looked at my calendar and every show that I had was based out of Rosalinda. So the same people were at Rosalinda's and her friends. And come September, I was in bad shape because that chain of business closed and I really didn't have enough others on the calendar. So there's 2 things that you can do to prevent this from happening. Number 1 is to always be working on the book 4, right? So that post, there was a problem with SyncShare and I spotted it and we got it corrected. So that post resumed going up on Mondays yesterday. Now, to be clear, the book 4 is not that you need to have 4 bookings on your calendar coming up, although that is good. And it's not to book 4 shows to be held every single week. What it means is, over the course of your work week, so call the work week, Sunday to Sunday, and then Monday we report. Over the course of that week, you need to book 4 parties for any time at all. Whether it's you book 1 show for 2 weeks out, 1 show for November, 1 show for October, 1 show for September. And then next week, you book 4 new ones and 4 new ones. Now, if you have shows on the calendar, of course, shows that you're doing, that you're getting at those shows count. So this week at my shows, I booked 2 shows. But that means that I still need to work to find 2 other shows through texting, follow-up, finding a hostess for an upcoming Sip and Style, getting guests to fill my own table at a Sip and Style, whatever it's going to take to get me another show upcoming and another one. That way, this week, I booked 4 shows. So really, the best way to do this is to, in the margin of your calendar, write down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You'll see that in yesterday's thread about the book 4, Beth Faust took a picture of her 4, so you can see what I mean. And she wrote down the dates and the names of the 4 people she booked this week. And then you do it again next week and the week after. Jennifer Ewart also has an excellent business habit of doing this. And she said, I see a huge difference in my calendar when I'm paying attention to booking 4 new shows every month. Because to keep your business on a roll, think of your business as a wagon wheel, right? This is the same wagon wheel I just posted in the group. So each of these is a chain of business. So if you're brand new, this actually has extra spokes than you need. But if this is your mom's party, this is your coworker's party, this is your roommate from college's party, this is your neighbor's party, your wheel can keep turning because it's balanced. Because if you think of your calendar as like A, B, C, D, right? A, B, C, D. When you do your shows in week A, those people will typically book in D week, or the A week of the next month, right? Week 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to book 4 or 1. Now, if those people don't book at all, or they book 2 months away, 3 months away, you now have a hole here. Because the week 2, the B week, they're likely to book 1 or 2, A or B of the following week. So now you've got a 2-week hole going on here. So what happens when you get through week 3, week 4, now you're at week 4, and there may not be any shows there. So now you have a lull. And that's where you start getting holes in the business. That's where the wagon wheel starts breaking down. because you don't have anything supporting this part of the wheel as it comes around. And when there's no more bookings from Gina and there's no more bookings from your mom, now all of these are gone. The wheel can't turn, and your business starts becoming a struggle, and worst case of all, your business falls apart entirely. So if you draw a wheel and really you'd have 6 if you went 1, 2, 3 like this. That's better. So you'd have 6 on there. If at any time you're missing something, then think of that visual of my wheel is not going to turn evenly. My business is not going to be on a roll. So what action do I need to do to replace this spoke on the wheel? I need to make calls. I need to get back with somebody who canceled from earlier in the summer. A great business habit is to every once in a while, go back, flip back into January and go through your calendar and who did cancel and never get back? Those are the names that you look at it and you're like, when was her party? I don't even remember who that hardly is, because she canceled and you kind of forgot about her. Circle back. You can even take last year's calendar out. I keep all my old calendars like in a pile in a low drawer on my desk. And every once in a while, I put it on my lap and I say, who do I still have here that never had their show? Because I've been given a free piece of jewelry for booking a show for a long time. And I know she has probably $100 piece. And she knows it too. She didn't forget. And she's just living each day wondering when this is going to come back around. And guess what? It's today. So circle back to her. Keep that wagon wheel visual so that you can keep the evenness with, this booking yields this booking yields this booking, so that it's always full and always even, and not that you have all of a sudden everybody on your calendar generates out of the same party, because that means that we're almost over. So that's really where you get to that visual of, and it's a great visual that Mary Grace does with the M&Ms, right? She said, this person starts with 5 shows, this person starts with 5 shows. Somebody who gets 1 booking at every show still has 5 shows. Somebody who has 5 shows and gets, say, 2 bookings at each one now has 10 shows. But now when one cancels for this one cancels for this one, she's down to 4, she still has 9. Those shows all hold, she gets 2 bookings, she now has 18 shows. Figure she even gets 3 cancellations, she still has 15 shows. This one only had 4 to begin with, she gets a cancellation. People who started their business on the same exact day, this girl has 15, this girl has 3. That's a huge difference when you only get 1. When you get 1 booking per show, you're only replacing what you have, and your business is not growing. You're keeping it even. When you only get the 1 booking at a show, then when you have your natural cancellations that happen or postponements, you're actually now going backwards. So that's why, again, do what it takes to get a booking. What are the things that get you bookings? Being fun, being personable, knowing your host program. It is actually more important to know your host program than to know something about the jewelry. I would rather you know your host program back and forth than know what the jewelry is made out of, truly. Because hardly anyone asks that. And lots of people will wonder what are the benefits to having a show. So definitely try to say the hostess program out loud. If you are stumbling, if you don't know all of it, then that's a big reason why you're not getting bookings. So how do you plant seeds about booking a show if you don't know why somebody should book a show? And one of the biggest ones that I feel is getting missed is the very one that keeps your spoke going, right? The one that for every show that is booked from her show, the hostess gets to do another $200 piece for $25. Is everyone clear on that part of the hostess plan? Because remember, it's the thank you piece, which is also a $200 piece for $25. Then she gets her credit. Then she gets her half price items. Then she can take her host only. But then every show booked from her show, she gets to do essentially another thank you award, right? Any piece as high as $200 for $25. You need to make a big deal out of that at the booking. So that you're saying, you know what, Sue, come on up here, because I'm betting that you might have even forgotten about this, but I didn't forget about it for you. Come on up. What is your favorite piece of jewelry on this table? And she says, oh my gosh, at my party, I didn't get these jelly bracelets and I really still want them. Did you know you get these for $25 today because you're the past hostess of this show? So ladies, when you have a show with me, you don't just get a shopping spree at your party. You get another shopping spree at every single show that's booked from yours. So Mary, today, everyone who books from yours, you're getting another $200 piece. So you know what? Since you want the jelly bracelets, why don't you model these for us? We'll put these on you. You can wear them the whole party. That way we remembered to put them on your order. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. She goes back to her seat. Now the hostess remembers. Now the hostess knows she gets another thing. She may be leaning on her friends a little. Why wouldn't you have a party? Don't you want to, because not only will she wants her friend to get the shopping spree, she wants to help you out to get a show. Don't you find your hostesses are like, don't your hostesses at the end of the day, I find they so often say, was it a good party for you? And I always answer no matter what. I always answer, oh my gosh, of course. Every show where I get to meet people is fabulous. However, I know what you really mean. And yes, this was awesome. Your sales were great. 2 of your friends booked, whatever it is, you want to praise her on that. But if she hasn't had any shows booked, you can say the only piece we're missing is that none of your friends actually put a date on the calendar. And I really do want you to get an extra piece of $200. So who's the most likely you think that we could still circle back with? Who do you think will pick a date if we ask her again, or even if you ask her? And have that conversation. Because when you're doing her hostess order, a couple of weeks ago, I had a hostess who had 2 impressions. No, she had both an olive necklace and an impressions bracelet on her order. And she only had, I shouldn't say only, she had her 1 thank you award and she had $260 in credit. Well, if she did the olive necklace as her thank you, then her impression bracelet was going to take up almost all of her credit, right? So I said to her, you know what? Gabby booked. I'm going to recommend that you wait because you'll get another $200 piece at her party for $25. So get the Tanzanite bracelet at her party for $25, and I'm going to do these other items in your credit. But just make sure she doesn't cancel because I don't want you to miss out on getting this bracelet. And she's like, no, I won't. Besides, she won't cancel. And she didn't. And sure enough, she walked in, and I said, you remember what you're getting today, right? And she's like, my impressions bracelet. So she's on it because it was clearly communicated to her from me. She made sure her friend remembered. She understood. I understood. Everybody was on the same page. Does anyone have a question or a comment about anything that we've discussed so far? Did anyone just hear something that you're not doing that you would like to start doing with some of your upcoming hostesses or shows? So I didn't teach you anything yet today?
No, I think it's very good how you put it, how you say it to the people. I think my issue is more about selling and not, how you just said, don't buy that now, don't get it now, you'll get it for $25 at someone else's show. That is huge for me because I'm so easy to sell it in a minute. I sell it.
Right.
So I need to save a little bit so that she can, want to do the show, go to the next show so that she can get that piece. So right. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, listen, I love a high sale as much as the next person. It does feel a little painful in the beginning, but I would so much rather her not get it and want it and continue to reach for it because her friend is having the show. And she will make sure her friend has that show because she's got a $200 bracelet riding on it. You know, so I'll even text that hostess, hey, don't forget at Gabby's party, you're getting your impression bracelet. I actually just got a bunch of new pieces I'm bringing to Gabby's house. Looking forward to seeing you. And then they will text back, oh my God, I'm so excited. Let me see, how, you know, because then she'll text her friends, hey, how many people are coming to your jewelry party? Like, it kind of opens up the conversation. It just keeps it on their mind. And I feel like you can never go wrong with texting a hostess a picture of some jewelry that just came. Even if you know you didn't bring it to her party, just, you know, shoot her when you get a Rich Rewards order, lay it out, take a picture of it, and text that picture to all your upcoming hostesses and all your upcoming past hostesses. Oh my gosh, just got this new batch of jewelry. Should I bring all of these to Gabby's, or what do you think? And then she'll give her opinion. And you may not really need her opinion. You may know full well you're putting it all in there, but maybe you do. But either way, you're touching base, you're keeping them excited, you're making them feel important. And you can never go wrong with any of that. Any other thoughts or suggestions?
It's me again. I think that keeping that communication open and you're sending and constantly being in touch, it's what drives people to get there, you know, and then you drive the sales once they're there.
Right.
But, you know, it's hard for you to just talk to your hostess once or twice and then forget about it until a day of the show, because then we all know you're screwed.
Right.
In other words.
No, it's true. And you know what? That's why it's important to, especially like a good 10 days out, even 7 days out, to always be in touch with that hostess for the following week. Because even if at that point she invited no people 10 days out, there's plenty of time to correct that, right? Hey, no problem. All your friends know if they're free or not next Friday. Just go ahead and start inviting, and, you know, we'll have a great show at that point. So whereas if you don't find out until 2 days before she didn't invite anyone, then guess what? Game over. She's going to have to reschedule.
Yeah.
So I kind of I find that if you do send a picture a week out to whoever's on your calendar, you kind of cover all your bases. So, and it can be a picture even somebody else took of something you have. So if you see a beautiful picture get posted on somebody on our page, on the social media, copy that picture and send it to your upcoming hostesses. Hey, I don't remember if I showed this to you at such and such's party, but I'm thinking of bringing it to yours. Do you want me to make sure I have it? Of course, make sure it's a piece you have. You know, you want me to make sure I have it that day? And if she says, oh my gosh, I did not see that, at least says, I don't think you brought that. Great, I'll make sure I bring it. The only thing is, jot these things down in your calendar, because that'll be the show that you wore it the day before. You leave it on your dresser, and then you get there and she's like, you have that piece, right? And you're like, oh my God. And you feel bad. So just put little notes in your calendar, because sometimes when people say, you know, I really want to see that, or I love that one, especially if you do Facebook events for all of your parties, which I do, you know, any hostess who's on Facebook, I encourage her to do, you know, have me set up a Facebook event for her as part of her invitation process, not as the only part. And this is not necessarily for a Facebook party. This is for a normal home show or a sip and style or whatever. But I want her to have a Facebook event also. That way the hot link is there. That way I can post pictures, keep them excited. And if you see a guest that RSVP, yes, keep commenting on things, then make sure you have those. Because I've had guests walk in and say, do you have, because they think your show is the only show in the world that you're doing, right? And they think you remember. I had a girl walk in and she's like, did you bring that one I commented on all those times? And I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea what you're talking about, because I just glance over, I comment, but I wasn't paying attention. So that was a lesson to me to like pay attention. If they're going to take the time to comment, then I need to be taking the time to pay attention to what they're writing. And I feel Sylvia addressed that in the Booking Bash when she did her Facebook parties presentation in the booking event. she said that when she sees somebody commenting often, she reaches out, she'll ask them separately to have a show. She will follow up if they have any questions on that piece, letting them know it comes in different colors, which is true engagement with people, which is why she gets such great results. So thank you, Sylvia, for that reminder, because it really applies to all your parties, not just your Facebook parties, but anytime you have a guest engaging with you online, that's a great sign of somebody that's interested and wants some attention. And I'm happy to give it to them. I just need to form a better habit with that. Any other thoughts or questions? Well, then I would encourage you this week to jump on board with the book 4. When we hang up right now, open your calendar. We're still only midway into September, so you can pick up this habit right now. Week 1 is over. Week 2 is not over yet, so you can write week 2, leave 4 lines, week 3, week 4 in the margin of your calendar, and then write down if you already booked a couple of shows for this week. You know, if you did a show yesterday and you got some bookings, you know, I know the Pittsburgh group did a Sip and Style last night. If Sylvia got 2 shows at that and Sue Hare got 1, then she can write 2 names and she can write 1 on hers. And it's only Tuesday. You have all the way through. Actually, I guess technically, it's not really a Park Lane week. I don't really care how you do it, to be honest. If you do a Park Lane week, if you do it a pay week, whatever, that's up to you. But write them down. And then on Mondays, when I do that post, you can report what you have. And you're going to feel great about doing this, because as your calendar fills up, you feel like $1,000,000. And when those paychecks start rolling in from that consistent calendar, then you feel like you have $1,000,000 and you're getting rich rewards and everything else. So that would be my encouragement to you as the follow-up action step from this Zoom today. So make it a great rest of the week. Please go ahead and do what you got to do to get those rich rewards in, because I love to see you all get $1,000 in so that you can get a $250 shopping spree plus the mulberry earrings. All right, next week's Lunch and Learn will be a special live with Trip Achievers. So we're going to do some school from the pool so that you can get some tips from those of us on the trip, and I'll hit up some friends and, you know, whoever's nearby. I thought that would be fun. So have a great rest of the week, and looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.